I am tired of wives trying to glamorize everything, trying to prove to unmarried women that it's not that bad. No, it's bad.
A married man and he used to take money from me. He broke his family and you're feeding it.
Please, I don't have any time for any gossip now. Eh? Yes.
Look at him.
Do something with it.
It's just money coming to me easily. Money coming in and needing me. Money coming in repeatedly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me. Money coming in secretly. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me always. Money coming in all day. Money coming in all paid. Money coming, it's just money coming. It's just money coming to me frequently. Money coming in to be with me.
I am tired of wives trying to glamorize everything, trying to prove to unmarried women that it's not that bad. No, it's bad. No, it's bad. Marriage is only wonderful if your husband truly loves you. Marriage is only amazing if your husband truly loves you. If you are paying 100% of the bills as a wife, you should be having 0 kids. If you're paying 80% of the bills, you should be having 0.5 kids. Because it's not nice. No, it's not as you guys make it seem. Stop lying to these girls. We should be helping these girls out. We should be telling these girls the truth. If we are lying to our daughters, our sisters, all these little girls, all these girls looking up to us, if we keep on lying to them, we are just as bad as these men. There's no difference there. No, it's bad, baby. It's bad. The only husbands who deserve 2+ kids are those husbands who cover everything. You understand? When we're talking about providing, you guys always mentioning rent, food. That is not providing, guys. That is survival. Stop lying to people. That is survival. When we're talking about provision, we are talking about vacations. We are talking about quality, expensive education. You understand? We are talking that your kid's future is already set. Even if anything happens to your husband right now, your kids are set. Their education is set. Their varsity fees are set. If you as a wife stop working today and you and your husband are gonna go homeless or hungry, if you're already helping with 90% of the bills, that husband will never try to make life easier for you. You've already shown him just how much you're willing to give away and put yourself last. He will never, ever try make life easier for you. In fact, he's gonna be coming up with plans on how to show you flames and how to show you more flames, how to make your life a living hell. And the easiest way husbands know what to do is by giving you babies. Babies, that is where the danger is. Even in marriage, you must protect that womb. Even in marriage, you must protect that womb, because that husband, he's not gonna try and make life easier for you. Don't lie. It's not that bad. No, it's bad. No, it's bad. It's bad. You are pregnant. You're the first person to wake up at home to help with the other kids, to get the other kids ready for school. You're the first person to wake up. Your husband's probably still sleeping. You're still preparing his lunch. You're still sorting him out. Then when everybody's done, that's when you now focus on yourself. The 2 minutes that you have, you still need to go and drop those kids off at daycare or at school. Then you go to your job, 9 to 5. In your first trimester. Stop lying to these women. It's bad. It's bad. I have my own business. I couldn't even go to work. I couldn't show up to work. I couldn't show up to my business. I was sick. Morning sickness was killing me. I couldn't do nothing. There were days that even I just stayed in bed. I couldn't do nothing. I just stayed in bed and did nothing the whole day. My husband would even come back from having a long day, and he would come back and find nothing to eat because I couldn't even get up and prepare nothing. But because at least it's a husband who loves me, he didn't care about that. He still washed his hands. As tired as he was, he still washed his hands and made something for the kids to eat and made something for himself to eat. No, you guys should stop lying. It's bad. Even if we are being honest, not all husbands even deserve kids. They don't deserve kids. They are just trying to trap you. Nothing else. Even in marriage, they are still having a bad mind against you. And by the time you are now tired of pretending and you're now tired of faking this lifestyle of yours because you're just exhausted and drained, and you know what? You're about to die. You don't want to pretend anymore. Now you decide that, you know what? You're going to leave. Baby, that man has trapped you for the rest of your life. Women don't trap men with kids. Men trap women with kids. He's going to be part of your life forever. He's going to be the grandfather of those kids forever, whether you like it or not. And the saddest part is the kids have to deal with a man like that. You had a choice to leave him, but your kids can't change their father. Yes.
Can somebody please explain to me, what do women gain by coming online and lying that their husband takes 100% responsibility? So you mean to tell me that if you're working, you wake up early in the morning, like I freaking woke up at 6 a.m. today, rushing to work just for fun? I get that you can do it because you like it, but you mean to tell me that you really do not need to contribute anything at all to your house? I saw a video trending the other day, and people in the comment section be like, oh, this is literally 50-50. Why? What do we gain from deceiving people on the internet? What do we gain from deceiving unmarried people on the internet? What do we gain by setting unrealistic expectations for people on the internet? If you're genuinely not contributing anything to your home, I don't see you going on those trips, ma'am. I don't see you buying those clothes, ma'am. I'm sorry, you're even struggling more than us that work and contribute. So, like, what is the point? What is genuinely the point? Can somebody please tell me the point of majorly Nigerian women coming to this internet and lying through their teeth that they don't contribute in their house, and lying that they have an odogu that pays for everything? 2 questions. Why are you guys lying? Number 2, if you guys are not lying, where is the money? Where is the money that you work tirelessly for? You're picking extra shifts for the fun of it. Have you lost your brain? You're working 9 to 5 and doing extra shift again for the fun of it. Please, guys, let's stop lying. This is 2025. Can we just be fucking for real for once? It's pissing me off because I'm going out in the cold right now. Yes, I love my job, but then I have responsibilities. I've got bills to pay. And there's nothing wrong with that.
I've been married and divorced 3.
I know not everybody's going to be happy with what I'm about to say, but that's okay. Because you know what? I'm not meant to be liked by everybody, and that's all right. But here's the thing. Please understand, if you're getting married to a man and you're not their dream girl, you're not their type, you're not the girl who they truly fell for, you who get to stay and get married to them, you will always pay the price. It could be 50 years from now. If they had the opportunity again, you who stayed, they would dump you in the blink of an eye and go for their dream girl, because that's the person they're supposed to be with. Even when they're making you know what to you, what's going in their head, what they're thinking about, what they're imagining in that moment is their dream girl. Don't be a doormat. And please don't mistake it just because they got married to you, that means they really are in love with you or you're the one for them. Oh, no, 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 no. Find out, are you his dream girl or not?
I was speaking to my male coworker. This is a different one. I was like, it seemed like the good men are either married in a relationship or hiding somewhere. He was like, don't let the ring fool you. Just because they're married don't mean they're happy. I couldn't even say anything. You're advocating for adultery. You can't get advice for everybody.
I'll talk to you about one lie that a lot of women make when they go into marriage and when they think about divorce. This is one of the biggest lies that the enemy has made them believe. And when they don't see it come to pass, their whole world turns upside down. And that one lie is, you will be happy. I'm going to say that again. The lie is, you will be happy. Many women go into marriage thinking that if they get married, they're going to be happy. And many women look for divorce with that thought or that lie that if I get a divorce, then I'm going to be happy. So the lie is that you're going to be happy, when in reality, marriage doesn't make you happy and getting divorced doesn't make you happy. Happy is an emotion that is unstable, that comes and goes. What you want to do is you want to be able to be in a marriage that you find emotional safety, meaning your emotions are valid, your emotions are heard, and your emotions are protected. And when you seek divorce, you want to understand one thing. It's not going to make you happy. You want to heal. You want to be able to find that emotional stability once again, to be grounded. Because if you're looking to be happy through divorce, it means that you've been in a toxic relationship that you don't even know what you feel. So don't ever think that, oh, I'm going to get divorced and I'm going to be happy again. No, there's many women that are divorced and are still miserable and bitter because they never healed. So if this resonates with you in any way, I encourage you to get connected for our next masterclass. I've done all the work for you and I want to share it with you, and I want to equip you so that you know the 5 lies about marriage and divorce, so that you know how to walk in the real value of a woman. Something to think about.
Has anyone else recently gotten married and realized that all their friendships are changing, all their female friendships?
Because do you notice that women that get married end up looking down on single women like they're disgusting, forgetting that they were once single as well? It's almost like they put themselves on this high pedestal where it's like, my husband, my husband, my husband. I can't be friends with single women. Forgetting that the husband is not going to cut off his single friends at all. He's still going to be hanging out, having a good time. This is why a lot of married women end up depressed, because they lose themselves. They consume the marriage so much and forget their own identity. Never lose your identity when you're getting married. To stay happy, keep your identity, keep your friends. You can't do everything that your single friends do, correct? But have fun. Life is not meant to be that deep, because at the end of the day gonna end.
Y'all, I just had this weird experience when I was at my son's school today. And it kind of got me thinking, and I don't know how I feel about the situation. So let me just tell y'all what happened. Let me give y'all the rundown. So I'm picking up my son from school, and I'm in the front office, right? And a parent walks in to pick her son up for early dismissal. Now, when I first got there in the office, the receptionist, I already felt a bad energy, a vibe off of her. I don't know what it was, but it's just like we was just not connecting, right? So I'm being nice and, you know, respectful or whatever, but I'm picking up the energy. Like she's ignoring me, she's looking over me, like you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not standing there and I'm quiet. I'm standing there, I'm patiently waiting, you know, all of that good stuff. But that didn't bother me, because I don't give a damn. That's just how I am. Like I have control over my own responses and reactions. I don't let people get in my energy like that. I used to, but I'm the master of my own energy right at this point in my life. So anyway, that's not important, but I'm just giving like the background on her energy. Like she just has a nasty energy, right? So I'm waiting on, you know, I'm waiting on because I'm having a meeting with another staff member in the school. So I'm waiting for them. So another parent walks in the office and she immediately starts being rude to, you know, saying little rude stuff to the lady or whatever. And so I guess they have like this friendly, but not, they have like this, I don't know, weird type of relationship with each other or whatever. I don't know. But from what I can pick up, both of them had heavy energy. Both of them the parent walked in with some heavy energy on her. The receptionist or the lady at the front desk or whatever, she had some negative energy, heavy energy on her, right? So they having an exchange. The parent asked her, she said, I think you would be a good person to go with. She was like, I would like for you to go with me on a trip to the Bahamas. I think you would be a good person to go on a trip with. So the receptionist immediately was like, oh, I don't go on, I only go on trips with my husband. I don't go on trips with single women. So the parent was like, oh, I'm married too. That's what I mean. Like me and my husband, you and your husband, I think we could do a couples trip. And I think that would be fun. So the receptionist was like, yeah, no, I used to do stuff like that with my girlfriends, but I don't even have girlfriends anymore. I do everything with my husband, and I just don't deal with single people and blah blah blah. So they going back and forth. So she's like, yeah, she was like, I've been married for 20 years, and you know, a marriage is, you know, you get out of it whatever you put in it, blah blah blah. So they doing all of this stuff, and the girl like, yeah, I know, I've been with my husband 16 years and da 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 da. So the receptionist like, let me show you, girl, I just took him out for his birthday. So she, you know, showing the girl, the parent, her phone or whatever, and the parent looking at the pictures or whatever. So they both stopped and started looking at me. So the parent kind of like looked me up and down, like, you know what I'm saying? So then they go back to their little conversation. So I'm listening, and I already done picked up y'all energy. First of all, I'm already looking at the both of y'all. I don't even believe that the parent was actually married for real, but she's probably in a relationship. But I'm looking at the both of them like neither one of y'all are happy. Like y'all doing all of this, like y'all just got it going on because y'all married. And I guess they looking at me and assuming that I'm single, right? Which I am. But it's just the whole energy, the whole vibe that they was giving off, and then, you know, like looking at me and saying little stuff like, you know, like they doing it big because they married women or whatever the case may be. And so, you know, they telling each other how long they've been married or whatever. And so of course I was like, well, shit. I said, well, one thing I will say, I said, y'all, it sounds like y'all both been in y'all marriages for a long period of time. I said, I think that every woman should have in some way prepare herself for losing her husband, whether he leaves or whatever the case may be. The parent was like, oh, well, he ain't going nowhere. He'll never leave. I said, no, I don't mean it as in him leaving you. I mean it as in him transitioning, you know, because you just never know what may happen, because I was married for 20 years and I just lost my husband. And I said, I'm having to readjust to being single. And also in my mind, I didn't say it to them, but also in my mind, I was saying to myself, and I can tell that you guys are very miserable. So y'all doing all of this, like being married is just this badge of honor. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't have anything against marriage when it is done properly. But I'm gonna just say this because I don't even know if marriage can be done properly. I don't. If a person chooses to be married, because at one point in time in my life I wanted that too. I think all women think that marriage is the goal, and that if you got married, then you did something. That was a major thing. So they walk around and they wear it, wear it like a badge of honor, like it's just this, this high level type of shit. But in actuality, both of y'all are miserable. The parent walked in with a heavy energy. You can tell that she's unhappy and she's miserable. The receptionist, you can tell that she's unhappy. And I've had several interactions with her on a regular basis at the school. So I just know she's just not happy at all. And I was thinking to myself, like, are married women really happy? For real, for real. Like, are we buying, or do women buy into a fairy tale about marriage? And we go in thinking that it is an honor to be someone's wife, and we just don't realize what really happens to you once you link yourself to a man in a spiritual binding contract, whether you get married the traditional way or in a church, the traditional way in church, or whether you do a courthouse marriage, however you marry that man, you are legally binding yourself to him and spiritually binding yourself to him. And I don't think we really pay attention to how serious it is. Like, I can tell that both of these women, the energy, the life, the essence of them have been sucked dry. And in their mind, they think and truly believe that they are really doing something because they are married and they're somebody's wife. Like, the receptionist lady said, I used to go out with my friends. I used to do those things. Now I only do things with my husband. So you have been disconnected from other women that helps to breathe life in you. And then not only have you been disconnected from other women, but you've also taken pride in taking care of him and doing valuable things for him. You're bragging to another woman how extravagant his birthday celebration was. Like, when did women start doing that? Like, when did we start putting men on this high pedestal? And it was just like mind blowing to me. And then the fact that y'all sitting up here judging me, looking at me sideways, and y'all don't even know my story. You don't even know me. You're judging a book by its cover, because I too was married for 20 years. But what I've noticed was that once I became single again, I'm happy. There's a different type of energy that I have as a single woman versus when I was married. And I just don't hold marriage to a high regard like I used to. I don't see being a wife as this extravagant thing, because for me, all it is that you allowed yourself to be somebody's fucking energy source for the rest of your life. And they're walking around here like they are just so happy. And I'm not saying that women.
The bar is solo side chick edition. I'm listening and I'm judging. The bar is solo. I paid him my life savings to accept my love and stop cheating with other girls. What happened to my love don't cost a thing. The bar is solo. I dated a married man and he used to take money from me. He broke his family and you're feeding it. Okay. The bar is solo. I sat beside him as he chatted with the wife. My heart is numb. Clearly, it's not pumping enough blood to your brain. It's numb too. The bar is solo. I knew that he had other girls, but I still dated him, listening to him narrate stories about how he spent time with them. It was the most normal thing in the world. I'm nosy too. Is the tea that good? The bar is solo, guys. I'm pregnant for a man who is mistreating me, and I have a 1-year-old kid. And guess what? My best friend is also pregnant for him. Birds of a feather stick together. The bar is solo. He will leave my house at dawn only to post a girl on his status with a caption, "A king's wife, virtuous woman." You know, kings had concubines. Question is he a king? The bar is solo. I got his son, but I don't know where he stays with his wife. The bar is solo. He cheated on me and introduced me as his favorite cousin. Cheat on him and introduced him as your favorite uncle. The bar is solo. He leaves me with his kids to go on vacation with the love of his life. He trusts you with his kids but does not trust you with his money. Or he trusts you with his kids but does not trust you with his enjoyment. Answer that.
Some men deserve a beautiful family. They deserve a great wife. They deserve someone who respects them, uplift them, and, allow them to be in their masculinity, right? And this message is not very far from the message that Shira 7 pushes, because in my opinion, Shira 7 actually is helping women to basically push men into their masculinity. Because the thing that she's giving you, the tip that she's giving you, is not necessarily for you to be more feminine, but to push the men to be more masculine, like requiring things from them so they can do it because that's what a man is supposed to do, right? But a lot of people are getting her message wrong, thinking that she's basically making young girls be more, how do I even say this? Because I've heard a lot. But in my opinion, what that young lady says about married people, because at the end of the day, if you're married and you're lying about how great your marriage is, because everybody's marriage is always great on social media, right? Everybody's relationship is always great on social media until things come out and you realize, well, all this thing was a facade. Because in my opinion, whenever you see someone's always constantly posting their marriage on social media, it's like they're trying to convince you that their marriage is great, not themselves. Because if your marriage is great, you probably wouldn't even have to post him on social media because you're too busy enjoying the partner that you're with, right? And that's just in my opinion. Like I said, yes, I talk about these, but honestly, I don't put my relationship on social media because people are always going to be there to judge your relationship. There's always going to be, oh, you're at fault and da-da-da. But if you put it on social media for our consumption, honey, I'm going to talk about it. But my thing is, when people try to, tell you, basically try to push people to get married at a certain age, even though you haven't found that person yet, but you feel obligated to get married. Meanwhile, people who have been married are getting divorced at a rapid speed. So speed, to me, is something somewhere is not working out. And in my opinion, if we were more honest with each other about what marriage is like, I think a lot of people would think twice or try to, find someone who they're more compatible with, or find someone or a relationship that's going to benefit them in the long run, benefit their future children. Because at the end of the day, when you're in a marriage, it's inevitable that you're going to have children, right? But if you're with someone who you're already paying like 50% of the bills, so this person already showed you that they cannot be responsible for 100% of your responsibilities. If something were to happen, you cannot work that job where your 50% is coming from. So in my opinion, that's already a red flag, right? And or if you're already paying all the bills on the date, clearly this person is already showing you that they cannot be responsible for a family. But whenever they're married, everybody wants you to give them an heir. Give them an heir, but you cannot take care of the said heir that you want me to give you, so a lot of time men will purposely get you pregnant, and even not in marriages, a lot of time it's when they're just dating, they'll purposely get you pregnant because now you have a soul tie to this person. Yes, once your children grow up, you can eventually get a divorce and all this, but you have this connection with this person, and they're always going to be in your life whether you like it or not, because you have a child with them. And not saying that you have to be in their life, excuse me, I'm drinking soda, that's why. Not saying that you have to be in their life, intimately, but you're going to see each other eventually, because at weddings, at funerals, at celebrations, all of these are going to be because you share you share a person together. That child, when they get older, they become a father to a baby. You're going to be the grandparent to these kids. So therefore, you got to think about all these things. And even when your kids become school age, they're going to need good education. They're going to need to be taken care of. All of these things are important in a relationship, because if that person already proven to you that he cannot he's not responsible enough to be a husband or a man really in your life, then I think you should get to step in, because at the end of the day, once the baby come, that's when you really see people's true colors, right? You really see men's true colors once the baby get here. And even in marriages, sometimes you start to see, maybe you get left in the house more because now you're the mom taking care of the children. Meanwhile, the dad can go out whenever he wants. And a lot of the time, not only are you doing all of that, you still got to pay 50% of the bill. So you have all these extra things that you are doing. A lot of men like to prey on your womb to basically say, well, I need the air, I need the air. Well, you don't have anything to provide for the air, you know? So I'm glad that she's actually talking about this, and I wish like more married people would be more honest, so that way people who are not married, who are hoping to be married in the future, will have a clear understanding of marriage. Because if people who are in marriages are not talking about, you know, the good, the bad, don't get me wrong, not all marriages are going to be bad. There's amazing relationship, amazing marriages, but also there's a lot of relationships and marriages where people actually stay together a lot longer than they should, because they want to keep the family together, even though, you know, the family's already broken. The foundation of the family is already broken, but they stay together to keep the family together, even though they don't even like each other. They're like two cocks in the house fighting, you know. I'm just thinking of, like, because in Haiti, they have like the big chickens, the cock, fighting each other, and you're constantly bickering and fighting, thinking, oh, I'm just trying to stay for the children. Meanwhile, you're playing a united front outside or on social media as if your marriage is perfect, but really you're not. And that's usually how you will hear on the news. God forbid, I hope that doesn't happen to anyone, you know, but it will be like, oh, well, this once happy couple, the man did the unthinkable to the woman, or the woman did the unthinkable to the man, or the men did the unthinkable to the whole family, you know, because we thought this whole time they were happy, but the whole time the woman was working too hard. She wasn't there for the children were being raised by the TV, the husband is just being a bum, or he's just cheating everywhere, and he's bringing new disease back, all these crazy things. Meanwhile, you're a happy united couple on social media, or at the cookout, or, you know, at the parties and all that stuff, but you know that you're not happy, you know. And if you are in a happy marriage and you have a great family, kudos to you. But also, I think it's good to give, the speech, or talk to the young women in your family who are going to get into marriages eventually. Like, hey, marriage is not, it's not always, sugars and rainbows, and sometimes it is, but sometimes it's not. And it's okay to be honest about that. Just because you're already stuck in the marriage, so therefore you feel like you have to tell people how amazing it is, even though it's not, doesn't mean you cannot, you could always give another young person a warning, like, hey, marriage is not what it crack up to be, and or marriage is amazing as long as you choose a good partner, because a lot of time it's about choosing the right partner. And if you have the right partner, don't get me wrong, I think it's amazing. You should spoil your man, you should do all this and that, respect and all these things, make him feel special, make him feel masculine, make him feel like he's the only man on this planet that matters, right? But he has to be worth it. He has to be worth it. Because if this man is basically requesting 50% of the bills every month, and then on top of that, you got to carry your child and board children for this person, you got to carry the entire family on your back, how can you really be a proper wife for him and a proper mother for his children? A lot of men don't even think about that. Well, they do. They just don't try hard enough. They're trying not to think about it so they don't have to try, And in my opinion, I think a lot of marriages, especially in Black communities, could have lasted a lot longer if we actually had people in our family who were married, who could actually talk to you, like really sit you down and say, look, this shit is not easy. Or hey, if you choose right, this can happen. But what does it mean to choose right? They usually just tell you, if you do this, if you don't do that, then okay, but elaborate on this a little bit so people know how it is, because you're already in it. You're already in the funk of it, and you know how terrible it can be, the experiences and everything. But you always say, oh, marriage is hard. But why is it hard? What's so hard about it? Because it doesn't make a difference between when you're married and when you were dating, because you still should be dating even after you're married. You still should be dating. Yes, now you might buy a house now, right? And or you have children now. Yes, those are extras, but those also could happen outside of a marriage, just in a relationship. Why once people are married it just become this much harder? Like, I don't understand. So I thank her for actually speaking on this, because a lot of people should talk about stuff like this so other people who are going into it can prevent it, because they always like to sprinkle a little sugar on it and say, oh. Anyways, talk to you later.